more anniversaries in the soul world than just wedding anniversaries. Some people celebrate divorce anniversaries. I mean, there are a lot of really wonderful reasons to celebrate, and we certainly are privileged and honored beyond means, beyond words, to help you celebrate those things. And that's where today's show lineup really comes into play, because we've got Indicolite tourmaline. And, put a little hey in the chat down below. I love that you're out there. Nisi, thank you. Nisi D. Hodge. I'm just going to say HD Fitzgerald. HD Fitz, I can say that one. Thank you so much for joining us. But we're going to talk about Indicolite tourmaline today. Now, tourmaline is a gemstone that's been around for, a long time. Some jewelry historians and some historians who follow the development of trade across the Silk Road, connecting East and West. Some people say that tourmaline was one of the very first gemstones traded. I mean, think about just the ancient staying power of this gemstone. It's phenomenal. And then when you look at the lineup that we have for you today, I wish I could tell you that I had an absolute day-long event like we used to do here at Shop LC with this gemstone. But we've got 2 hours. They're all going to be beautiful blue-green tourmaline, and we're going to talk about the name in just a second. But here's how you pick these pieces up. They're all limited in quantity, so the live stream shows usually get the last in stock items, so they're curated especially for this audience. When you see an item that you're interested in, notice I didn't say you see an item that you want to buy it. I understand it's a process, and I'm a customer too. When you have an item on your screen that piques your interest, go down below and type in shop 1 or shop 2, whatever that show item is. When you put that in the chat below and you hit send, you're communicating with our main website, and it will automatically send you back a link just to that item. And here's the big thing, which is really wonderful, because we have this small, intimate format, which is great for sort of getting to know each other and hanging out, but it's not the best for seeing the details, the nitty-gritty, the up-close, the ins and outs, right? When you hit that link, and it goes straight back to the Shop LC website, you're going to see a full photo album of the ins and outs of every single piece, the front, the back, the in, the out. There'll be a little scale there that measures it with a ruler so you can see the metric of it. I'm going to try to wear most things on my hand so you at least get to see that perspective. But you've got all the information there in addition to a full explanation of every single detail. What's the metal? How many grams does the piece weigh? What are the gemstones? What are the sizes of the gemstones, down to the millimeter size and the number of each different gemstone? So when you're interested, and that's all it takes, I just ask you to be interested, okay? I'm a teacher at heart. I'm also a collector, and, it's just so fun when I get to see everybody out there in the audience get a little bit excited about the gemstones too. So stick around for pretty things, and I promise hopefully you'll learn a little bit something about Indicolite tourmaline. So let's get you started with shop item number 1. This is going to be shop
Beth
1.
On Facebook says hello, or hey specifically.
Is that Beth? Oh, Beth, hey. Nice to see you out there. Thanks so much for joining. Are you a member of the Shop LC VIP page on Facebook? If you're not, please get over there. It's free to join, and I think we're like over 4,000, getting close to 6,000 people now on Facebook, and it's really fun to see there. Hey, Beth, nice to have you out there. Okay. First of all, when you shop with us on the live stream shows, anytime you're shopping, anytime the item is over $50, your shipping is free. I'm happy to tell you that every item in the show today is going to be free shipping. Yeah, free shipping. It's free to you. We're going to pick up the tab. We're going to pay that shipping for you. Somebody's got to pay the shipping company, and today we're stepping up and saying, you know what, put it on our tab. Okay, free shipping for the house today on every single item in the show. So when you take a look at this, this is DeJoy. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is about DeJoy. That's Shop LC logo. That's our in-house brand, and we only design, manufacture, and offer DeJoy items to our audience. And that's important because we are a jewelry manufacturing powerhouse. We very quietly make other things for other companies to their order, to their specifications, and we have for a long, long time. But when you see DeJoy, that's something that our design team, our in-house design team has created especially for our friends and our family. So DeJoy is important. It means delivering joy. That's our motto. And somebody came up with a really cute way to shorten that into a little contraction that says D''Joy. It says, I don't know, some people say, oh, it sounds so French. And I think, oh, it just sounds Southern. We took out a whole lot of syllables. DeJoy, y'all. Right? John's laughing in the background because he knows. It sounds very Texan. DeJoy, y'all. So anyway, take a look at this one. Now, everything in the show is not only free shipping, but it's also 25% off. So let's do some hard savings right here, right now. Starts at $139. That's the Shop LC price. Okay. Suggested retail on this, depending on where you go, medium, sort of medium high, might be around $600. Because remember, we are talking about a very rare variety of the tourmaline family. And I'll tell you about that in a second. But first, let's talk about savings. All right. $139. 25% means that you are going to save $35. And I'm going to round up to the nearest penny. Okay, so it says $35. So that means that takes it down to 104. Now, you've got 4 budget pays. That means your budget pay is going to go from $35 all the way down to $21. There's 4 budget pays. You make the very first one today, and we will carry that balance for you. No questions. No interest, no credit check, no qualifying. And then, October, it's October today.
October 1st.
Okay. Then you have November, December, January. You have one payment of $21 left on this, not the whole $139. So it's a big deal. It's a wonderful deal. And it's a great way for you to get a little bit of this incredibly rare, beautiful gemstone in your collection. Now, when we start talking about Montebello Indicolite, that's a really important source because it means that you're going to get that beautiful color. And Indicolite gets its name from the word indigo, which is how we say blue. And Indicolite is one of the bluest versions of tourmaline. Tourmaline is kind of a color chameleon. It can show up in all sorts of hues and all sorts of different variations and nuances, but these are so beautiful. They're a really dark, almost navy blue, and they've got just a little tiny blush, a very subtle sort of a green underpinning. So they almost look sort of like a deep ocean blue. They're just really, really gorgeous. Now, surrounding stones on this one, you can see DeJoy 925, so you know it's a Shop LC exclusive. You know it's your original, and you can see the stone in the center. Now, if you check the website, this actually has moissanite surrounding the center stone. Total carat weight here is about 60 points, which means you've got about 45 points or so in the center, and then you're going to have the rest of that weight in the moissanite surrounding it. Done in sterling silver, finished off with rhodium, and it's so amazingly affordable. Pieces like this are a great way to start a collection. They're a beautiful way to, you want to say something special to a person at any age, okay, at any age, whether it's the first piece or the next piece, you want to say something special to that special person. What you do is you figure out the sweet spot in your budget and you get something really, really unique. You can head out to the mall or through that thing that comes in the mail. There are still catalogs that come in the mail. I'm signed up for some. I can't even unsubscribe. I don't even know how long I've been getting that crazy thing. But when you take the time to choose something that's rare and exotic and it doesn't look like anything else out there, I mean, just the sheer look of this sends such a powerful, strong message. So think about it. Now, in addition to the budget pay, you also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So that's a good thing as well. So check it out. Montebello Indicolite. Everything in the collection today is going to be this beautiful gemstone. Do we have any bundle and save opportunities with this one, DJ?
We do not.
Okay, we don't have any bundle and save, but we'll show you those as they come up as well. But bundle and save is where there are pieces all made in the same pattern, and there's an opportunity to bundle and save so you can get the entire look for an extra 10% savings plus the 25% show savings. So if we have those in the show today, I will be absolutely quick and easy to point them out. Now, this is a pendant that looks a little bit different. The ring is going to be shop 1. Type that in the bottom below, in the box below, and we'll send you all the information on that one, and you can check out everything you need to know about it at shoplc.com. Hey, Mike, it's nice to have you out there. Beth, thanks again for joining us. And let's see who else is out there. Let me hear from you. Let me absolutely hear from you. And, if you are on Facebook, you're more than welcome to grab a screenshot, because every screenshot I've seen of myself, even screenshots that I take of myself, my mouth is wide open. So just grab a screenshot, post it. Just like a
Hey,
frog waiting for a fly.
Becky.
Like a frog waiting for a fly. That's what Granny would say. You just look like a big old bullfrog waiting on a fly. Well, that's what my Granny knew me. She knew me quite well. Okay. DeJoy coming up next with a premium Montebello Indicolite, 85 points total. And you've got the two of them actually. You've got a beautiful piece, which is a double stack. Yeah, you're going to be thinking about that frog all day now, John. Yes, you are. All right. You've got this beautiful pendant on the bottom, which honestly, if you're looking for things that kind of have the same silhouette, let me just throw this in just for consideration. There's the ring, okay? There's the ring. And so you can see that this bottom piece really sort of does almost look a little bit like that. So they do sort of go together. They're very much coordinating. We wouldn't call them matching because they're not exactly the same. Now, there's a little bit of a gorgeous piece added on the top because we went in for a second layer here, okay? This is not just your average 9x13. This baby is all decked up. I'm telling you, there's some buttercream in that bad boy. Now, look at the top because you have an extra round indicolite, and then you've got moissanite around the top as a halo and then around the bottom as well. So a really beautiful silhouette. The chain is included, and it's a free moving, so you can easily take that pendant off. And if you wanted to use the chain here, there, wherever, you could do that. Come back and put it on here. But I love the fact that we're throwing in the chain as well, because if you are thinking, I need to ship something across the miles because somebody that I know and love is not going to be home for the holidays, this is it. And I know you're probably thinking, did she just say holidays? Yeah, Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is out there. We've got all sorts of holidays coming up, my friends. They're less than 100 days away. Yeah, if you're worried about getting, the boo spiders, I'm going to tell you a story about my spiders, but it's time. And throwing in the chain is something that is we just love doing that. All right. Now, DJ, I'm not sure about this monitor, but it says we have 39 seconds so that it doesn't auto turn off. 39 seconds. While DJ fixes that screen, I'm going to remind you that the live stream dream team is waiting for you behind the scenes. Thank you. Do I need to do something with that?
Oh, you're good.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. I'm telling you, DJ, y'all work really so hard back there. I mean, we've got two big screens, one back here. He has to manage all the imagery, all the lineup and everything. So let's give a shout out to DJ behind the scenes. Now listen, here's what I was going to tell you. So if you type in shop 2 and you go back to shoplc.com, you'll see this image, but you'll also see all of the other photographs that our team has showed you. You'll see the front. You'll see the back. I mean, you'll notice that the polish on this is just really beautiful and bright. The chain is a 20-inch sterling silver cable chain. This is going to be about 3/4 of an inch. You know what, DJ, do you happen to have a quarter?
I do not, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Here. Okay, here. I got a dime. All right. Now, I just want to show you this just for the sake of comparison because that's a dime. Okay. So you can see that this is a beautiful piece and it has a very petite sort of silhouette to it, but it shows up. I mean, that's less than the size of a dime. Okay. And this is a really great deal. Now, estimated retail is about $1,400. You've got a lot of carat weight in the Indicolite and you have the surrounding moissanite. And I don't know if you've ever shopped for moissanite, but it ain't cheap. Okay. A lot of folks out there are charging you the big dollars for moissanite. Let's talk about savings. $340. I'm going to round up a penny. Okay. So I'm going to go $350 times 0.25. Your savings on this one boils down to $87.50. I like that number. I like it a lot. Okay. That means this goes down to $262.50. Okay. And we're going to divide that by 5. And that gets you a budget pay of $52.50 for something rare, exotic, for something premium, for something that helps you out when you're going through that cycle of, oh my gosh, what am I going to get? I hate to go out. I don't want to do all the shopping. Traffic is a nightmare. I don't want to park. Maybe, and you know what, listen, if you have mobility issues, it's even more of a nightmare. If you don't have mobility issues, who wants to put up with all that fuss and bother anyway? It's just not fun anymore, is it? It's really stay home, stay safe. Let the world come to your doorstep. That's what we do at ShopLC. We bring you a treasure trove from across the globe right into your viewing space. I love that. All right, we're going to be moving on. The budget pay on that, $52.50, and that shows your savings of $87. So your show price today is $262.50. Now that price is going to hang around for 48 hours. And I can tell you from experience that when we say the prices expire, trust me, I'm not in charge of how long the prices stay up there. That's just the policy, but they do expire. So you definitely, want to get a check on it, get a move on, as my granny would say. Yes, the same one that taught me, said I look like a frog. All right, 888-835-2237 is the number for the Shop LC live stream helpers. There are personal shoppers. Didn't cost you anything extra to talk to our personal shopping team. And if you're looking for different ways to pay, ask them about PayPal credit, would you? Because they can help you, if you have a store credit, put a little here, a little there, this card, that card, whatever. So if you have an idea for how the numbers work out best for your budget, give them a call and let them see if they can make that happen for you. You never know. You don't ask, you don't get, right? All right, that one is Shop 2. It's the pendant with the chain included. And final price on that with your live stream savings is $262.50. Okay, we have something right now for the discerning gentleman. Okay, it's really, really elegant. DeJoy Premium Montebello Indicolite. This one is accented with white zircon. Now, moissanite is the man-made version of something that occurs naturally. The problem with moissanite and being earth mined is that it never shows up in large, abundant gem quality crystals. It's almost always these minuscule little, dark sort of graphite looking crystals that have a very high shine, but they show up in this conglomeration of crusty stuff. Science has helped us decode that recipe and produce exactly the same chemical composition, but do it in large individual crystals that can be fashioned as beautiful gemstones. And moissanite today is very expensive in some places. I love how we give you the choice of different side stones and accent stones so that you can really put together the piece that you'd like to have. Visually speaking, there will be a very slight difference, but unless you really know, unless you get really particular with side stones, I'm going to say white zircon will serve just as well. Now, white zircon is an earth mine stone. It's not zirconia. Cubic zirconia is another material altogether. White zircon is naturally very high refraction, so it's got a lot of sparkle and a lot of twinkle naturally, and it's something that's very close to diamond in some of its light reflecting properties. So if you are sort of a purist and you prefer something that's earth mined, listen, I totally get it, but this one is a definitely don't miss it. Now, star price on this at retail is going to be about $1,600. It's a very elegant design. You've got the sculpted shoulders on the side, and across the top, I think you have 5 or 6 stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe altogether. 5 altogether. And I'll tell you why I love odd numbers instead of even in just a second. But let's talk about money, okay? Because I want to make sure you get as much savings as possible. 3, let's see, we're going to do 400. This one is easy. You save $100. So it goes down. I feel like I'm in Mrs. Tucker's math class again. Okay. Brings it down to 300, and we have 5 budget pays on that, which means your budget pay just went from $80 to $60. Yeah, $80 to $60. ZZ Top wasn't wrong. Women do go kind of a little crazy about a sharp dressed man, right? All right, now look at how sturdy this is. Okay, let me show you some really interesting details that our design team has put in for that gentleman that wants a piece that has a lot of sophistication and elegance, but can still stand up to being a daily wearable piece. And here it is. First of all, you can see the sides have this really beautiful sort of sculpture to them. And if you look at it from the side view, there's a little bit of a almost a fade away on the side. So the side really shows up big and bold. It's really nice. Then you have 5 stones in the middle. There's your zircons, and you have an odd number of those as well. I believe you've got 9. And you're going to notice that each one of the fancy oval brilliants, each one has its own set of 4 prongs. So these are not shared. Sometimes there will be a shared prong, and it's right here, and it holds both of these. You've got 4 solid, stable prongs on every single one. Now, from a design standpoint, this is something I learned way back in my Chicago days from a gentleman named Felix. And he was the guy that did most of our custom casting upstairs in the old Maller's building. he taught me, and I'm going to see what you think about this. You let me know. When you have an odd number of stones, okay, and you look at the middle of the ring, you see the middle. You see something. In this case, you're going to just see that sleepy, dreamy, rich, exotic indicolite blue. But if this were the center of the ring, let's say it just had 4, and you look in the middle, the first thing that you're going to notice is the gap between the two. It's a very subtle difference. But once you realize how your eyeball works, your eyes are really happy when they look in the middle of a design and they see something. Yeah? So that, the center element having an odd number of pieces is one of the ways that your eyes see it as a very robust design, a complete design. It almost says, okay, this is finished. There's no gaps in there. Now, from the standpoint of calling it a gentleman's ring, there are a couple of characteristics when we say a gentleman's ring that we just sort of fall back on traditional design definitions. And that for a gentleman's ring, it usually means that whatever stones are there are going to be low base. So they're going to sit down a little more in the mounting. They're going to be a little bit more protected. And you're also going to see mountings that have a lot less frilliness. They're going to be very sleek, very elegant, and that's exactly what this is as well. So there's no fuss and bother on this. One of the things that we've learned over the years, and I think you can appreciate, is that you've got to have something that doesn't slow you down. If it gets in your way, why bother, right? Just leave it aside. So we call it a gentleman's ring because it has some traditional aspects of design that usually go into what have been historically called gentleman's rings, but also because these are available in bigger sizes. Now, this starts at 9. It has 9, 10, 11, and 12. So if you want this one right away, get it. But I'll tell you listen, I'm a gal. We just talked about my escapades before showing up for the show. Spent about 5 hours early bird out in the garden today. And so, I use my hands a lot. I don't have a small hand. I have a hand like a farm girl. And I wear a size 8.5 or 9 finger. So that's a 9, and it wouldn't take much of a ring sizer to make that just fit. So ladies, if that's your style, and 9 or 10 or 11 works for you, 12, get it. It's a beautiful piece. And this is a substantial piece now. You're over a carat, so 1 full carat. So let's take a look really quickly at the breakdown of the stones. But your budget pay on this has gone from $60 to $80. You're going to type in shop 3 for this one. And I'm pretty sure, DJ, this is the only gents ring we have in the entire show, correct?
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. So we spent a little bit of extra time here, but that's okay. It's been worth it. I want you to understand that this is the only one we have that's like this. Now, if you're looking for other things, gentlemen's rings, other, different profiles in Indicolite tourmaline, I got an insider tip for you. Make sure you talk to the live stream dream team, our personal shoppers. You can get them at 888-835-2237. All right, 888-835-2237. All right, the center stone is 90. The 5 stones in the middle equal 90 points. So each one of these is about 15 or 16 points, almost 20 points. They're going to have that beautiful 7 to 7.5 hardness. So these are very robust, very strong gemstones. And then you've got 18 zircons that weigh in at about 40 points. So any way you slice it, this is a ring that's elegant, it's substantial. Oh my gosh, did I mention affordable? Absolutely. Shop 3, if you're interested, shop 3, and we're going to hold on the price for 48 hours. If you do know a friend or a loved one and you want to send it to somebody for approval, or, sometimes you have the family gift. Oh, let's get this for dad and everybody. You want everybody to, chip in $60 and get the live stream price. That would be great as well. Live stream, Dream Team, personal shoppers can help you. 888-835-2237. All right, so thank you for getting in on that. You can watch the live streams now Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and then 2, 6, and 8 p.m. Is that all of them now, DJ?
It's actually changed. So now we're bringing back the 8 p.m. shows.
Oh.
So it's Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., no, 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m., and then Friday through Sunday, it's 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m.
Don't tell me there's going to be a test on that. Don't tell me there's going to be a test, because it'll be a big old goose egg for this
So
girl.
basically, we just brought back the 8 p.m. shows.
Okay, so tell me again, Monday through Thursday?
So Monday through Thursday, we have 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then 10 a.m.
Okay.
Then 2 p.m. Write this down myself. Then 6 p.m. and then 8 p.m.
And that's Monday through Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, and what about Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Friday through Saturday, it's 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m.
And what about Sunday?
Same.
Oh, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10, 2, and 6.
Yes.
Okay. If it was 10, 2, and 4, that would be Dr. Pepper hours. I think you should think about doing 10, 2, and 4, right? Anybody out there still doing hot Dr. Pepper? Let me know. Let me know. You have to have a certain number of birthdays to know what hot Dr. Pepper is all about. Do you know hot Dr. Pepper, John?
What's up?
Do you know hot Dr. Pepper? Did you drink hot Dr. Pepper with a slice of lemon?
I did not.
Oh, see. He's a baby.
They're
babies. All right. Oh, gosh. All right. Coming up next, it's going to be one after the other. I mean, this is a glam-packed show. Yeah, no pun intended. This is an absolute glam-packed show. And you're going to see... Now, normally, I work on the other side of the programming as well. I do a lot of the television shows as well. And I'm usually on the Night Out lineup, where I love to be. We're live 24 hours a day here at Shop LC on the television shows. But normally I'm there from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., okay, various days. Almost always on Friday, though. But here's the thing. This is a lineup that we would not get in a regular television show. I mean, this is so exclusive and so limited edition on every single one of these. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just jealous, TJ. I'm just straight up jelly. Can you handle that?
Oh yeah.
He's like, yeah, no problem. I saw that. I saw you. Okay. Let me look at how many of these we have. 663. We don't have a lot of these either. We only have how many?
We got about
I don't have the quantity on this sheet. Okay, I don't have the quantity on that.
Not much left.
Okay. And I did not print the regular lineup, so I'll just do that. Okay, now, remember I told you about DeJoy, right? That's one of our in-house brands. And branding is important because, when you put together, let's say you're going to go on a cruise, or let's say you're going to buy an automobile or a truck or whatever you're going to buy, or maybe you're just going to buy something. You're just going to buy a four-wheeler, okay? You're just going to buy a motorcycle. You're just going to buy a new mixer. There's a certain trim level that goes along with every price point, right? Do you want the 200-watt motor? Do you want the 600-watt motor? Do you want the professional version with the 800-watt motor and the extra batter scraper spatula? So every company out there does branding, and branding's a good thing because it helps you navigate the landscape of, okay, what are the basic fundamentals of what I'm going to get? What's the lineup of that trim level, sort of, to use sort of a vehicle term. This one says Luxoro. So when you look at this, in the band, it is going to say Luxoro, okay? And over here, it's going to say 10K. When you hear the word Luxoro at Shop LC, it means that the piece, the mounting itself, the body of the ring or the pendant or the earrings, it means that they're going to be 10 or 14 karat gold. It can be either or. So 10 and 14 karat gold in Luxoro. And you're going to see all sorts of combinations, but that's sort of giving you a heads up that, okay, we've reached another level now of importance. Luxoro, in this case, means that the mounting is 10 karat white gold. And that's interesting because it's a little bit more, it's a step up from sterling silver. It's not going to be quite as expensive as platinum, but the wearability factor for a piece that's got this level of elegance and style and sophistication gives it just bang, bang affordability because you're getting a look here that doesn't quit. And it's a beautiful low setting. So ladies, I'm not the only person out there that's, very active and doing all kinds of things out there. If your preference is something that kind of, I can just wear it worry-free. It's kind of low. It just shows up. It's just there. It's just one of those beautiful things that I own and I can put on instantly. This is the kind of mounting you want to get. And again, look at how low that setting is. Isn't that nice? You can see it doesn't even really fit. It barely just peeks up above my finger. Now, don't be don't make a mistake about this, okay? That's a chunk of Indicolite tourmaline. That's a very substantial size. These stones typically do not show up in rare sizes. If you get over a carat, that's definitely some bragging rights. If you go over 3 carats, oh my gosh. I mean, you've just become a collector. And if you get over 5 carats, forget it. Just forget it. Now, you're going to get an extra special with this one, okay? We're going to talk about price in just a minute. But let's focus on value. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. You can take your jewelry, and you should be, if you're not, you should track down an appraiser, somebody that's got gemological credentials, okay? Not just, a guy and his uncle's been around forever. I would definitely make sure that you take let somebody who's a gemologist do your appraisal, somebody who understands all the nuances, because it's a wide field today, my friends. But the appraisal comes right along with it. Do you know what it costs to have an appraisal done out there in the world, my friends? It's expensive. And not only that, but this is a certification of what you're getting. So this is a full declaration, every single stone, identifying it. So there's no question marks here. Oh, what is that pretty blue-green gemstone? Oh, I don't know. Could be glass, could be this, could be that. No, you know exactly what you're getting. This is one of those things that you stash away with your important documents. You put it with your homeowner's policy. Okay, that's what you do. So, retail on this is about $6,000, all right? Shop LC price is around $2,200. Let's talk about that. But during the live stream today, we're going to offer you a savings opportunity of $550, okay? Your price goes down to $1,650 if you want to be all in, okay? But we're going to slice and dice divided by 5. I use budget pay, and I'm just assuming that you might want to be interested in that as well. That means each budget pay goes down to $330 instead of $440. So you just saved $110 on every budget pay. The price is good for 48 hours, and from across the room, there's no doubt about it. That deep Indicolite blue is noticeable. It's enchanting. I mean, you just look at it. It's eye-catching. Absolutely eye-catching. All right, here's the skinny. The center stone is 72 points, and it's not a calibrated size. So this is not cut according to any predetermined set of specifications. This is one of those beautiful individual crystals that we just turned it over to the gem cutter, who is a professional and who is very talented, and said, you know what, give us the prettiest stone you can. Because value sometimes is even enhanced. Sometimes when the gemstone cutter is allowed to not just approach it from a fundamental, this is my job and I got to slice and dice, but they approach it from an artistic standpoint. How do I take this nubby, lumpy little crystal mined from the Earth's surface and shipped to me from thousands and thousands of miles, something that's the product of moving tons of earth that yield nothing except dirt, and all of a sudden now there's one tiny little crystal, and now it's my job to take this rough, raw, untainted beauty and fashion it into something that is forever unforgettable. That's why this is considered a free faceted stone. And I think, honestly, the gem cutter just absolutely did marvelous. You can see from the picture that the stone has a little bit of extra brilliance. And that's because there's some extra facets that are tucked away on the pavilion. You know, when light goes through a material, the gemstone turns into a ping pong table, and light bounces around inside of that gemstone, and it can only go out a certain place. Gemstones and light beams are they're like a carnival that has a hall of mirrors, a house of mirrors, a fun house, and you go in and you're trying to get out, and there's only one way, and you bump around and laugh and have fun the whole time.
So poetic.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
It is.
I mean, light.
True.
That's what a gemstone is. That's the sparkle. I'm glad you said that. Thank you, because that's exactly. Well, there's a word for that though. It's called. You ready? You want science? It's called the critical angle. Light goes in when light goes into a light beam. It actually moves light in a particular way and bends in a particular way, and because it's got that bend, you've got to have the correct spot to get out. Have you ever tried to unlock your car with a coat hanger?
Oh, yeah.
And you have to get it just right to pull out, right?
Yep.
It's just like that.
Elias and I were talking about that earlier, actually.
It's got to be that. It's exactly that. I'm glad you like that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I do get geeky, okay? I've been doing this a long time, And I was a diamond grading teacher before I was here. I'm a graduate gemologist. So I love thinking that maybe possibly you watch this show today and you'll be inspired to share these pieces with your friends and family. But if you just leave today, if you just sign up and say, you know what, I'm going to be part of that family. I want to be part of that family. When I'm ready for that knock them off their seat gift, I know where I'm going. If you just walk away from today and you go, gosh, come on, I learned something today. I did my job. Oh, and I would thank you for that. If you like that, leave me a little comment below. But you can see how bright that stone is, okay? And for me to tell you that it's 72 points, that's 3/4 of a carat. For me to tell you that you get that much sparkle out of 3/4 of a carat of a gemstone that has such a rich body color. A rich body color is sort of like the opposite of the sparkle that you see in diamonds. Part of the sparkle that we see in white gemstones is because their body color is white and you see all the explosion happening there. When you start with a darker color palette on a gemstone, you got to know exactly what you're doing. Every facet at just the right angle. Oh my gosh, there's so much math and geometry involved in cutting a stone. I'm just absolutely awestruck by this. Okay. 94 points total. Now you have 24 points of diamonds and your budget pay goes from $440 to $330. That's going to stick around for 48 hours. This one, if you want more information, you can get all the details at Shop LC. Just type in Shop 4 and we'll send you back a link to the item on the Shop LC website. And there will be a spot on this item, I believe, where you can see you may be able to see the certificate. So we started adding these, so we're just coming around now with that addition. Is it on there, DJ?
Not on this one. No.
Okay, this is not on there, but okay. But you'll see that sometimes it'll say View Certificate, and there will be a little button. You just click that button. We don't have it on this one, but we just started doing that. That was something that we learned from Voice of the Customer. So thank you for that great suggestion. We're doing Montebello Indicolite today, and oh my goodness, what an amazing gemstone. Absolutely legendary with that very famous blue color. Okay, this one is also, do you see the name Luxoro? Look at this. This is without a doubt one of the coolest shapes that you're ever going to see. Tourmaline, as it grows naturally, tends to grow in these long columns. It grows in these long columns. If you see a long one, it looks like almost like a soda straw. Or if you've ever, taken a cave tour, it looks like a stalactite. It's stalactite hanging down from the top. That's how they grow. And so when you see a piece like this is absolutely gorgeous. Now, this is an oversized baguette, and we call it a baguette instead of an emerald cut because the corners are square, just like a baguette diamond. So it's really remarkable. You can see here that, but actually, I'm wrong. There's some cut corners on there. They're just little bitty ones. Okay. All right. It's a baby emerald cut. All right. Also certified and appraised, and this includes the chain, which is a 10 karat white gold chain. So, oh my goodness gracious, don't miss out on that. A 10 karat white gold chain. Gold is right around $3,800 an ounce now. There's just no good way to explain why we're including the chain, except to say, well, that's just what we do at Shop LC, continuing to be an outlier. Okay, this one is going to be Shop 5. But let me give you the details. And this one also has the appraisal and the certificate, okay? So the center stone, again, free-faceted, and it's a very long, now it says cushion cut, but it's really not a cushion cut. It's actually an emerald cut. And it's 1.18 carats, AAA graded, eye clean, excellent cut. Then you've got 33 points of diamonds, for a total of about a carat of 45, I think. A carat 51. Okay, carat 51. But isn't that pretty? Again, that's that little pop of color that you'll just say, oh my gosh, okay, that's amazing, and I'm going to get that. I'm just going to get out and take a look at it. Now, your budget pay right now is $540. Okay? Regular retail on this, with the chain included, is going to be right around $7,000. Okay? Let's see. Let's figure what 25% is first, because that's a chunk. That's a chunk, okay? That's $1,750. So we're just going to take that off. You know what? That's wrong. I'm taking that off the retail. Let's go to the Shop LC price of $2,700. I was happy at $6,000. I was happy at $7,000. I was like, holy cow, that's a huge tourmaline. Okay, 27 times 25%. Is a savings of $675, okay? That brings it down to $20.25 divided by 5 budget pays. Your budget pay now, instead of $540, your budget pay is $405. That knocked $135 off of those 5 monthly payments. Yeah, 5 payments. Not 12, not 18, not 24, not 16, okay, not 18, not 36, not 72. Some people, 72 months paying. I can't even imagine that. 72 months on a piece of jewelry. Some people do. It's okay. You do you. But we want you to understand that we are an outlier. Okay, we do things differently, and it's by design. We do things that give you big value, big quality, big variety, and we do it every day, day in, day out. Now, the caveat here is, number one, limited choices, limited number of items, and limited time. This deal on the table right now, you have to lock in that savings. If you want your budget pay to go down to $405, you have to lock it in right now. Even when the price goes back to the regular price, your budget pay still stays at the live stream price. So I want to make myself very clear on that. When this price expires in 48 hours, your budget pay is locked in. It does not go up. It stays at $405 for every single one of those payments. So yeah, that's amazing. Get them while you can, my friends, because these pieces are incredibly popular. They're incredibly beautiful gemstones. Oh, and let me show you this with the little dime so you can see how pretty it is. So that's a really great size. That is not ostentatious. That's absolutely elegant. And it's a piece that you are going to feel good wearing. You're going to look like $1,000,000. And it's more that you're going to be the only gal at the ball, at the event, at the gala, wearing a piece with that level of style and sophistication. It's a remarkable piece. 30-day happiness guarantee as well. So when you lock it in today, you make that first budget pay, you're going to start the process. It'll be on your doorstep in just a couple of days, or wherever you would like to send it, okay? Questions, comments, reach out to me here on the live stream. Patrick, thank you. I'm doing fine, thank you. Craig, thank you for being out there 24/7. I love it. And I'll tell you something. Anytime I've missed a question that you might have, it's not always easy for me to see all the screens. So just reach out to the home shopping team, or gosh, find me on Facebook, okay? Becky Booker. Me in a long green dress standing beside a tree. If you want to know that story, you have to ask me about it. I'll tell you about it in some other venue besides here, but there's a story about me in the tree. Sting Fan 82, I'm doing just fine. How you doing? All right. And, we also have a program called Secure. Is it Secure? What is it called? Secure. It's a warranty program.
The Secure Shield? Secure
Shield. Thank you, DJ. Secure Shield. And if you want to add the warranty to any of these items, you can do that at checkout. And it varies item by item, but there's a 2-year protection plan that's yours if you so choose, beyond, our regular warranty. So check that out. It's called Secure Shield. And again, if you have any questions, grab a screenshot of the item while we're doing live stream and take it to the personal shopping team at 888-835-2237. I call them the live stream dream team. Okay, there we go. Now this one, I love the way I've been totally obsessed recently with shows like so I wanted to start watching Yellowstone, right? Because I know it's had been out forever, and I haven't watched it because I honestly just haven't had time to watch it. And I like to kind of watch them and get them done. So I
binge them.
Yes, that's the word.
Yep.
Binge. And so I thought, instead of like watching the show and then watching the prequel and watching the prequel to the prequel, I was like, I'll just start, watch it timeline wise, right? So I started with 1923. And then I got to the very last episode, and I realized that wasn't the beginning. That the beginning was like 1883. Ooh, I was mad. Wah, wah, wah. I was like, wait, what? There was one line that Elsa said at the end of the show that made me stop and go, oh, you made a boo-boo. That wasn't the beginning. The beginning was way back.
It's so sad.
And it was so funny. So I came running out of my little TV nook, and I was telling my daughter, like, did you? She's like, oh, what's wrong with you now? Oh, gosh. But anyway, what's really interesting is if you watch a particular drama, whether it's set in, the 1880s or the 1920s or the 2020s, it doesn't matter. If you're watching anything these days, and there's so many things to watch and enjoy, it's always interesting to me to see how things, how the costumes are designed, are they historically correct? Are they historically correct with a little bit of an homage to what do we think they wore? Anyway, and what's the other one with the time traveling lady and the guy? She goes back to Scotland. Outlander. So Outlander. Because one of the ways that they go from time travel, one of the ways that they time travel, they have to have a gem. They have to have a jewel. And so there's always something, you're wearing something. There's a locket, there's a brooch, there's an earring, there's a bip and a bob or something. So when I think of in terms of how I've been looking at, maybe ancient pieces, this is something that definitely falls into that category. And I'll tell you why. Because, we have not been able, I say we collectively as humans, we have not really been able to figure out how to facet gemstones except for maybe the last 200 years. And that technology and that process of putting facets on gemstones has really expanded, and it's become much more interesting as technology and understanding of gemstones has evolved. So it's a really cool thing to see, like the piece that we just had earlier where I told you all about the free faceted. But that makes these pieces, I think, that are completely unfaceted even more interesting, because this takes you back to a time in history when faceting gemstones was something that really wasn't done because it wasn't a thing. It wasn't possible. We didn't know how to do it or didn't have the technology or whatever it was. But you look at this where there are so many of these beautiful beads all in a row, and you can see right away that color, that tremendous color. Now, what you're going to notice is that the consistency level, the quality level in these beads has to do with how the beads are matched for color. The assumption here is these are all beautiful individual beads. So this one, for example, if I can put it in musical terms, this is...
I'm ready for it.
Okay, this is the lead singer, and this is the main artist and the backup dancers, okay? You definitely who knows in chart, who's the star of the show is here, right? So you have no problem. There's a significant center stone, and it's surrounded by a lot of background excitement. So you know who's on stage, and you know that the rest are just the background dancers, okay? This one is an entirely different focus, because this, instead of having a solo performer, this is like having an extremely talented orchestra or an extremely talented choir, where every single piece is performing its own level of excellence. And that's why these are important. They are matched for color that you have to see to believe. I'm telling you, the color on these is so rich and so gorgeous. Remember, Indicolite is one of the rarest colors of tourmaline. And you're going to see a different label on this one, okay? If you look at this one, you can see all those gorgeous colors, and they're very slightly graduated. By the way, all of this is done in platinum wire, and all of this wire work is done by hand. So it's almost like we've recreated an ancient piece. If it's an antique if it's a vintage piece, it's usually a particular era, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. It's a vintage piece, and then it's that era. So vintage 1920s, so we'll say something like that, or vintage 1960s, whatever. But if it's an antique, it has to be 100 years old. And then beyond that, if it's several hundred years old, now it's an antiquity. And then if it goes back to a time when, everything is done by hand, oh my gosh. I mean, think about the time and the tenderness and the skill that goes into wrapping every single bead. The beads are all individually drilled on the horizontal, so you get this wonderful, beautiful pop of color. They will not always lay perfectly flat on your neckline, and they're not intended. You want that movement to give it the personality when you wear it that it deserves. These are beads that show off, but not in a flashy way. Do you know what I mean? You want that movement. You want that sort of rustic look and feel to them. Now, here's the interesting part. All this is done in platinum. And when we talked earlier about Shop LC brands, this one is actually a Rhapsody label, which means it's 950 platinum, very high quality platinum. You also have a platinum lobster claw clasp. You're going to have that beautiful little charm on the back that has the Rhapsody R, and you've got a 2-inch extender. So carat weight here, this is probably one of the most substantial carat weights of the entire show. The entire ensemble of beads weighs in at 30 carats. 30 carats, absolutely magnificent. And just for show of size, you can see there in the front, it's still not a very large bead, but those colors definitely make a statement. Now, the beads are slightly graduated, so you can see a little bit of a smaller size on the back, and then again, a little bit of a larger size on the front, okay? So let me show you the big and the little together. It may be kind of hard to see. This might be one of those pieces that you want to type in Shop 6 and go right back to the Shop LC website so you could actually see the photographs of this one because you want to see the photographs. They are not all symmetrical. They're not intended to be. These are all beautiful individual crystals that are drilled on the horizontal and wired, hand wired with platinum wire to give you about 30 carats total. And 30 carats, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, because remember, these are non-calibrated sizes. So you're going to be right around 30 carats, okay? Now, retail on this is about $6,200. We actually used to do pieces like this in Chicago when I was there back in the 90s, and I can tell you that this price at the place where I worked back in the 90s, you would not have gotten so many tourmalines. This would have been a big challenge for us to put together because these are very difficult to source. If we had done this at where I worked in Chicago, there would have been one bead about every inch. Okay, so you would wind up reducing this by about 70%. So $6,200 at the price where I used to work in Chicago in the 90s, absolutely doable. When you consider platinum and hand wired, yeah, that would absolutely been right in that price range. So, you know, $6,200. Let's just. I'm going to take it to $6,190. I'm going to round up for math. Let's see, $2,699, $2,700, 25% off, and you save $675. Okay, now your budget pay is $540. So think about that. Your live 25 discount is more than one budget pay. So we're about to get a little crazy on this. Okay, so $675 is your savings, and that takes it down to $20.25, which means your budget pay is $405, which means each one of those has a savings of $130 on the budget pay. And you get it just a few days, shipping and handling, and you can wear it with that lobster claw clasp. You can wear that at 20 or 18 inches. And you know what? If you wear this as a solo piece, it will be stunning. I can imagine that's your only piece that you wear. I like to stack and layer and do all kinds of things, but there comes a time when you just want the impact of wearing a power piece. And this is a power piece. 30, you can't deny that. 30 carats is huge. It does have the appraisal. The appraisal on this is $5,200, $5,250. Oh no, that's wrong. Hold on. This one does not have an appraisal, right? I think it does not. Let me see. I think it does not. I apologize. Does it say? It does not. Okay. My mistake. Okay. Oh, the appraisal was for the baguette. So there's the emerald cut necklace. Okay. I got ahead of myself. Okay. $405 on the budget pay. And any questions, please reach out to our Shop LC Dream Team, 888-835-2237. Thank you so much for joining us. And let me know if you guys own any of the Montebello Indicolite. I'd love to know what you own. If you want to share a quick screenshot of that, that'd be great as well. So feel free to reach out and share. In the meantime, we've got about another hour or so left. I'm going to try to get through every single darn piece here while we can. Okay, now coming up next, 031. Yep. I'm going to leave this in the presentation box because the last thing I need is to have this jumping out of a pair of tweezers, okay? There's no way you can look at this and be anything other than just absolutely awestruck. I mean, look at that color. Now, This one is huge. This one is 2 carats. This is a beautiful quad A cushion cut. And the thing that I notice about this right away, that's the number you want, because when you buy a loose stone, we will help you design and create a custom piece for this baby. Yeah. You'll have a one-of-a-kind treasure and a one-of-a-kind mounting. And you can't help but notice how clean it is. Tourmaline, tourmaline is, sometimes it's a hot mess, or as some of us would say, a spicy disaster, okay, instead of a hot mess. It shows up. It just shows up in its natural state, okay? It shows up, listen, I've got inclusions, I've got a bump, I've got a lump, I've got something. Shows up with all of its natural unfettered beauty. But when you get one that is so clean and so transparent and so clear, it sort of takes your breath away. And this one's large. I mean, 2 carats. Let's talk about the savings. Okay, $1,800, 25% off your live stream, which means you save $450. Your budget pay right now is $360. Let's see how that happens. So it goes down to $1,350, and keep in mind that's for the stone. That's not per carat. A lot of times they'll say, well, this is how much per carat, and then you have to multiply the per carat. It's like when you go to buy barbecue or whatever, and it's by the pound, and it'll say $8 a pound, and you'll say, okay, well, slice it up. And then you see something and it's $16. Well, will this be okay? And they'll show, will this be okay? Yeah. And it's like way more than $8. Oh, it's $8 a pound. Oh, no, this is the price for the entire stone. Okay. And if we divide that by 5, it takes it down to $270. So you just save $90 on each and every budget pay. Now, if you're a collector, get it now, put it in your safety deposit box, forget about it. If you want to put it in instead of your safety deposit box, if you want it to be wearable wealth, then talk to our personal shopping team. They'll help you design something really spectacular. 888-835-2237. And just a word to the warning, this size, this carat range, is something where quite often we see people scoop them up in multiples because you're already thinking ahead of the game. I want to do a ring and a pendant combo. I want to put 3 in a bracelet. I want to get a pendant to match. I want 2 for earrings. So this is one of those moments where you say to yourself, you know what, that live stream pricing, I'm going to get that. And I don't know if I can get that in focus, DJ. I'm doing a bad job on this one. I'm just going to point to that. That's the story right there. That's the story. $270 on your budget pay. All right, we're going to be moving and grooving, guys. We're talking about Indicolite tourmaline, one of the rarest colors in the tourmaline family. Tourmaline can have some tourmaline doesn't always have, it shows inclusions very much and quite often, not a big deal. It shows its true nature. But as I said earlier, when you get one that is just really stunningly vibrant and gorgeous, that's the thing. But tourmaline can have a secondary kind of darkness to it. It can have a secondary little bit of kind of a smoky gray or a bronzy brown that you don't really see, but it affects the color. It darkens the color. It's like changing the contrast. If you're changing the contrast on a video or your television, that light to dark thing, that can also affect tourmaline. And when it's not there, you get this beautiful, just transparent wash of gorgeous colors. And it's remarkable. I think that's what this particular collection is really doing. It's giving us a chance as collectors to really change the shape of your collection. All right, this one, 2 beautiful South American treasures are gorgeous. You have Boyaca Colombian emeralds on the surrounding. Now, if you've got emeralds as the accent stones, that sort of sets the pace for how important the center stone is. And it's a very, very lovely piece. Now, you can see that the emeralds and tourmaline have a little something in common. The finest emerald, if you want to go to Washington, you ever get a chance to see the National Gemstone Collection, and you can wander through the Smithsonian. The emeralds on display at the Smithsonian are all going to have eye visible inclusions, because emeralds have eye visible inclusions. If you watch celebrities walk the red carpet, if you go back and look at close-ups of crown jewels that feature emeralds, you're going to see eye visible inclusions. That's one of the reasons I think that tourmalines and emeralds are so beautiful together, because they don't make a fuss about trying to be, perfect. They bring us the raw, unfiltered beauty of who and what they are. And they say, I'm here. Love me anyway. I dare you. I dare you not to fall in love with me. And it works, doesn't it? I mean, they're so beautiful. But look, remember, this Montebello is going to have the littlest tiny bit of emerald green, but there's a really interesting thing happening here. You know, tourmaline also comes in a bright green color. It's not very common, but when I looked at this, there's this certain sort of playful interaction between the colors, because the way color theory works, when you look at this, it sort of catches you off guard, because the tourmaline picks up a little bit of the green, and then the blue, the emeralds get a little bit of excitement from the blue nature of the tourmaline. So it's a really very inventive design. This is one of those subtleties that you get from our design team that a lot of folks don't give you. This ability to understand the color wheel and how to put together some spectacular once-in-a-lifetime color combinations, and that's exactly what this is. Now, this is Luxoro, so it's going to be set in gold. This is actually set in 14 karat yellow, and the yellow gold really just makes those emeralds pop. And, of course, also the tourmaline by comparison. Now, the center halo is going to be done in white diamonds, and altogether you've got a carat 52. Beautiful design, absolutely gorgeous materials, and it's already on a clearance price. So starting out at about 10 grand retail, I'm not surprised, because you've got a really significant center stone, and you've got the emerald handmaidens, for goodness sakes, and diamonds. So retail starting out at about $10,000. It was what was it? 22? It was $2,300 here at Shop LC. Now we have how many pieces left?
Let's see. Oh, not a whole lot left. Let's see. Like 10.
Okay, 10. 10. And I'm noticing that this is also available in half sizes for all of you who need to kind of get in between. $2,300, $2,299. Now it's on sale for $1,494. Let's just work on that price. $1,495. 25% off on that means you save an additional $373. Let that sink in. So it's at $2,300 and you're at $15, so that's about an $800 savings already. You have a chance to take it home, only 10 of you, with an additional $374. So you've gone from $800 plus another $300, that's $1,100. You get a chance on this. The savings is $1,173. Okay. All right. I'm in. I like it. $373. And we've got $1,495. I keep putting in that big number because it seems so logical to me. $1,122. And that's not your budget pay. Okay, you still have 5 budget pays. Your budget pay goes down to $224 instead of $299. So $224 on sale, and on sale. So we just put on sale. We just put clearance on sale. How do we do that? $224 for 5 payments. So we're not talking about lifetime commitment. We're not talking about years and years and years and years. Oh, when my baby's out of high school, I'll finally have that one paid for. No, 5 payments, 5 months. And your budget pay is $224 for 5 months. And you have a 30-day happiness guarantee. Look at it on the hand one more time. This is probably the most creative design we have in the whole show with those emerald accents. And I've never seen those before, which, that doesn't probably matter a whole single thing. But
it matters.
I mean, everything else is going to have, but I never see everything that we have. It doesn't matter how often I watch.
Yeah.
And I do listen a lot, y'all. I mean, I just spent the morning out in the garden listening to the show, okay? Had my earbud in, and I was just,
When I think Becky Booker,
away.
I think Shop LC, so it matters.
I was mulching away. Me and the mulching, the Shop LC crew, yeah.
There you go.
The morning zoo crew is really a different thing today. $224 is your budget pay on that. I'm just, my mind is a little blown right now. $299 is a great deal on that, but $224, you save another $70 a month. I'm in. And you've got to get that home. I mean, the look on that, take another look at that. That's really gorgeous. I really thought those were tourmalines on the bottom. Because watermelon tourmaline, you can have green tourmaline very similar to that. So I really thought those were tourmalines.
That's a stunning ring right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had to get a little sip. Pardon me there. Okay. Now, I'm looking at the code daily sparkles. So check that out on the website. And the Daily Delight giveaway on October the 9th, which is a few days away now, somebody's going to win a brand new iPhone 15. But in the meantime, we've been giving away some spectacular daily gifts. Today, it's a Burberry scarf, and I believe that is cashmere. Okay, so you can use that year-round. It's a very forgiving scarf, and it's just so pretty. It's all done in that Burberry tan, and the little tag on it is that traditional Burberry plaid. Yeah, so check that out at Shop LC. You can enter once a day. Look at that. Look at that. That's so cute. You can, and that's that's expensive. I don't even know what the price on that is retail. What's the retail on that? Don't even know. But check it out, and you can enter once a day. You've got a shot to win the prize today, and you've got a shot to win the prize, which is the big iPhone 15 on October the 9th. So check it out and win. And I don't know what the Daily Sparkle thing was, but I saw that flash across the screen. So there's always something happening at shoplc.com. 25% off certified and appraised jewelry. Use the code October OCT Daily Delight Sweepstakes with the Burberry label cashmere scarf. What else? 25% off certified and appraised. We got that. Oh, October sparkles. 25% off certified and appraised. Lots of things now come with the certificates and the appraisals, and that's a really great gift. It's several $100s if we talk about retail value. All right, my friends. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're interested in any of the items, go back and look at the lineup so far, or when it pops up on your screen and you see an item, each item has a show number. This one, for example, is going to be Shop 8. Type Shop 8 in the chat box below. The Shop LC website will immediately respond to a link that goes straight back to that item. And you can see all of the photographs, all of the information. And just, if you are a newcomer to gemstones, just so you understand the lingo, we talk about something in points. It's not like mortgage points. Way more fun. Points are, gemstones are weighed in points and carats, and it takes 100 points to equal 1 carat. Just like 100 pennies in a dollar, 100 points in a carat. And also, just for the point of reference, there are 5 carats in 1 gram. So that gives you some. It gives you some. The mathing on the math for gemstones. All right, my friends. Now, we're doing shows, the live stream shows. We've definitely enriched the schedule. Monday through Thursday, 5 shows every single day. 8 a.m., so you can wake up early and have coffee with Shop LC live stream. I think that's so much fun. 8 and 10, also 2, 6, and 8 p.m., and that's Monday through Thursday. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have 3 shows every day, 1 at 10, 1 at 2, and 1 at 6. Okay, so set your calendar for the live stream. And if you miss an event or you like to follow a certain gemstone or a certain host, you can go back to the main Shop LC site, and the live stream library is there. TV shows come and they go, they're gone. They're like in the wind, done, once and done. Never watch them again. But live streams stick around. You can review them and share them if you check out the live stream library at shoplc.com.
Just click on that live streaming tab.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh, you have your own tab now.
We have our own tab on the website. It's
is
great.
it on the app as well?
It is.
Let me see it. Let me see it. I didn't notice it. Hold on. Shame on me. I didn't notice it. I just usually throw in my earbud and get after it. Let's see.
Hey, you know what? You got all the shows mentioned, so thank you.
I got them.
You got all of them.
DJ helped me sort it out. But you know what? I like the format because it's so relaxed, It's fun. It's so fun. So if you go back to the app, down here in this bottom right-hand corner, it'll say stream, and you just click that, and you can now watch the live streams on your app. How cool is that? Now, don't watch it while you're driving, okay? Just listen to it while you're driving. It'll just turns into radio. So you don't look at the pictures, all right? Okay.
It's so distracting.
But officer, it was 25% off. Step out of the car, man. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. This one is amazing. This is platinum. It says anytime it says PT 950, you know that means platinum. PT is the abbreviation for platinum, so PT. And 950 means that it's 950 parts out of 1,000 are platinum. So only 50 parts alloy. Alloys are non-precious metals that we add to strengthen a particular thing. In 14 karat gold, for example, 14 karat gold is 58% gold and 42% alloy. 22 karat gold is 91.6% gold, and then, percent alloy. So that gives you some breakdown. But the platinum pieces, dollar for dollar and purity for purity, are an incredible value. So if you want non-gemstone platinum items, hustle it up. Talk to the live stream dream team and ask them about platinum. We had a really pretty platinum wedding band. There are platinum chains out there that are extremely affordable, especially considering that gold is just doing all sorts of jazz hands right now when it comes to pricing. All right, let's talk about this because this is an incredible value. First of all, this is appraised at $7,700. Okay, when we turn this over to an appraiser, we're out of it. They don't have anything to do with us. Okay, so that's an appraiser that knows the market, knows the gemstones. So this one is a free faceted stone. It weighs in at 1.48 carat. It's quad A, eye clean, with excellent cutting, and you've got this gorgeous Indicolite cushion cut. Is this a cushion cut? This one is. Let me show you what. Well, let me see something here. Okay, now I have a different one. Oh, you know what? Hold on, my bad. I got the wrong one. Hold on.
There's just so many rings. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of. You know?
Are. Did I lose it? No, I got it. Okay. Sorry, DJ. My fault.
No worries. DJ's on standby, ready to go.
No, DJ's like, just give her a minute. She'll be patience of a saint. Oh my gosh, the patience of a saint. Okay, I got it. DJ, trust the DJ. That's all I can say. Trust the DJ. All right. Ta-da! This one is, it says octagon, okay, but the common word for this particular shape is an emerald cut, and that's because it's got cut corners. And why does that make it an emerald cut? Emeralds tend to be brittle, and they quite often break the corners of the stone when they're setting them. And so somebody got really smart, and they said, let's just knock that corner off right now and be done with it. And so they just built that into the stability of the stone. It's forever and always. If it's got cut corners, it's called an emerald cut. Technically, geometrically, your geometry teacher would say, yes, it has 8 sides. It's an octagon. But you're right if you do either way. All right, here we go. The octagon in the center is 1.19 carat, free faceted, so there are no calibrated sizes, AAA, eye clean, excellent cutting with 32 points of earth mine diamonds, and they're gorgeous. Okay, now you've got a really interesting thing happening because you've got rounds and you have baguettes. This little back and forth feature is something that you saw a lot in the early jewelry from the early 1920s in that era, when everybody was all about, making things in platinum and making things beautiful. Platinum didn't really come into its own until the early 1900s, and so that's why you see a lot of high-end jewelry from that era around today and very much in demand. And I love the way that you get a vintage sort of look and feel with this one, but let's talk about savings, okay? It's got a start price of about $11,000. It has an appraisal of $59.50, and let's talk about that budget pay, because even though it's platinum, even though it's rare and exotic and finished with diamonds, you have a chance to pick it up for 25%. That option is good for 48 hours. So let's do this. $850 is your live stream savings. Yay! Okay,
pretty good live stream.
I'm ready. I'm not. You know what? I look at that and I think, okay, in every time we do the 25% savings, you automatically save more than one budget pay off the regular price. I don't know how that math works, but I'm going to figure that out. $850 brings your price down to $25.50 for this event only, and then we're going to divide it by 5. So your budget pay goes down to $510, from $680 to $510. That's $170 on each budget pay. That's a lot. That's amazing. Okay, and here's what you do. You type in shop 9 below, shop 9. We'll send you back a link to this on the Shop LC website. And when you type in shop 9, you're not buying it. You're just looking. You're saying, tell me more. Tell me more. I want to know more. I want to know more. And it'll take you right back to the link for this one on the Shop LC website, and it'll have a full list of the colors and all that will be added. Now, this one also has add the 2-year protection so you can do the Secure Shield on this one as well. And of course, it's free shipping, but that 25%. Lisa B, hey, how are you? It's so good to see you out there. Thanks for joining in, girlfriend. I appreciate you so much. But you've got the opportunity to pick this up at a live stream price today. Now, you can see the low stock price warning on this one. So this does have a low stock indicator, and really everything in the show has been very, very limited. So please don't hesitate. And just I was thinking about regrets today, because I don't know, it was all related to my garden. It wasn't anything serious, but I was thinking, gosh, I should never put that there, or I was saying, actually what I was thinking was I should have put the tree there. I should have. But then I looked over at the other side and I thought, wow, you know what? I probably could have spaced that a little bit differently. But I'm so glad I planted those 2 there. So even though the outcome wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, I was so glad that I did that.
Gardening is like painting.
But the regret was that I hadn't put something where I thought about it, That was a regret. It's like I'd missed that window. But how is gardening like painting?
In the sense of, sometimes you never know how it's going to turn out. Sometimes it runs. You have, as Kato said, you have those creative accidents that happen, and they turn out to be far more beautiful than ever imagined. You never know.
And
sometimes you have a massive oak in your yard. There's nothing you can do about it.
Sometimes you just have to go with the flow.
Yep.
No regrets. Sometimes you just have to chalk it up to compost and keep going. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. You can go back and see some of the beautiful Indicolite tourmaline pieces we've had today, because it's a really rare exotic gemstone. And it's, again, one of the rarest colors in the family of tourmaline. The thing that you're going to find out about Shop LC, especially when we get into this level of gemstone procurement, is this is not, we call the home office, and the home office send some pieces out, and this is what they say, and they send you a schematic for how these cases have to be set up. It can be very managed sometimes, and this is how everything has to be set up. We're not brick and mortar. We're not any mall. We don't have any celebrity endorsements. We don't believe that any of that has value for you as a consumer. What has value for you as a consumer is sending our buyers out to reaffirm those connections that we have with mines, with gemstone dealers, with trade shows. Reaffirm those connections and reaffirm our commitment to value, making sure that as we bring these in parcel by parcel, we don't just call the home office and say, send us 12 more of those beautiful tourmaline pieces. We literally buy the stones. Then the stones go. The design team goes through the process of being made aware of what the stone inventory is, and then they get busy and they sketch designs, and they do it the old-fashioned way, pencils and paper. They live in a room that is just absolutely charged with creative energy. You're talking about tear sheets from magazines and things that are printed out, and inspiration boards all over the place, and having walked through that room, I can tell you that the talent that I felt in that room was palpable. I mean, you walk, and I'm not a person who has that skill, so maybe that's why, to me, it's really important. But it is important because, we live in a world where everything is increasingly cookie cutter. And there's going to be somebody that pops on your social feed today, and they're going to say, you have to buy this vitamin, and you have to wear this thing, and you have to do your hair like this, and you have to drink this smoothie. We're telling you that you have the power. We are just here in service to you. These are amazing treasures that if we didn't bring to you, you would maybe find one or two scattered around in a high-end retail store somewhere, places that, quite frankly, I'm not even comfortable, walking in because I don't have the right shoes, or, I don't have the right haircut, or I don't wear the right level of makeup. I don't, whatever. And I really love the way that we just sweep all that aside. And we just say, look, we are here as a source of education. We are here as a source of inspiration. We love what we do. And we just feel like this whole model of bringing treasures to just people should be different. Everybody should have access to this. This is about access and education and understanding that when it comes time for you to celebrate that really special thing, maybe it's not today. If you're ready to buy any of these today, gosh, I celebrate you. I'm so proud. I want to know what you're celebrating. I want to be part of it. Will you save me a piece of cake? Will there be punch with sherbet? because we are so blessed to be part of an industry that helps people celebrate. I mean, it looks like these are just, it looks like, well, that's just another beautiful piece of jewelry. This is not a piece of jewelry, my friends. This is a time capsule. When you get this home and you open that box, you're going to remember the first place you wear it to. You're going to remember the value that you got from us here at Shop LC. I have one goal, me personally, and I don't know if I speak for everybody here, but maybe I do. We want to be your personal jeweler. Simple. Every celebration, every remembrance, we want to be part of that. No matter what your budget is, we are here to help you save and get it sorted out. And if you're ready to take that creative leap, we've got loose stones as well. We'll help you design that perfect thing that is your own customized perfect time capsule. Now we've got about 40 minutes left, and I have just a few treasures, so we're going to power through. But this show has been about celebrating one of the rarest and most exotic members of the tourmaline family, Indicolite. And it's even built into the name, Indicolite, after the word indigo, which means blue. These are stones that have a remarkable presence of blue. They're so rare and they're so uncommon that people looking at them might just go, well, what is that? I can't even guess. I don't even know what that is. If you deal with an experienced gemstone person, they might say, oh, is that a sapphire? Because there are still a lot of people in this world that haven't ever even seen a tourmaline. But we're here to tell you that we've got them and we'd love to share them with you. So come on in. Prices are good for 48 hours. You can go back and check on the website. Everything that we've offered today is free shipping. Everything that we offer today is 25% off. And everything that we offer today is last call, last in stock. So please do not hesitate. When you say yes and you make that first budget pay, you give yourself the gift of time. Okay. And goodness knows tomorrow is the day that never gets here, right? But when you lock it in with the budget pay, that first budget pay gives you 30 days of thinking time. No push, nobody talking to you endlessly, nobody looking over your shoulder. It's just you and the piece. And that's an amazing thing. You decide that it's for you, you'll just keep it. Those 4 budget pays are already set up and they're locked in. That budget pay that you make today sets the tone for the entire process. So that budget pay stays locked into place. You get the savings on all 4 of those remaining payments. If you get home and you think, you know what, whatever the reason is, you don't even have to say, just say, no, thank you. Send it back. No big deal. These are stones and pieces that we will have requests for long after they're sold out. So feel good about getting yourself that extra window of time. It starts with that very first budget pay, okay? So let's see what we've got coming up next. Also in platinum, and this is the one that had me so confused before. So here we go. Finally got it sorted out. Okay. Starting out at $13,000. But Shop LC price at $35.99, so $3,600. The gemstone is a free faceted piece, 1.48 carats, quad A, eye clean, excellent cut. And remember, the cutting is the thing that releases. It's the secret sauce. It's the sparkle power that makes stones shine. And I think it's even more important on stones like this that have such a robust color. Because if you want the light to get in and really move around that stone, you've got to understand the geometry and the metrics of putting all those facets in one place. And understand me, my friends, each one of these probably has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each one of these probably has at least 70 facets. Tell me that you could sit down with the spinning polishing wheel and figure out how to place 70 facets on that little nugget so that it looks like that. I couldn't. I mean, the fact that it survived mining and sorting and then finally cutting tells you that this is a gemstone and a design that will stand the test of time. Let's talk about your 25% off though, okay? Let's do that. All right, $3,600. That's a $900 savings. My knees just got weak. Get the smelling salts. That's a $900 savings. Okay. All right, that takes it down to $2,700 divided by 5. Your budget pay just shrank. Your budget pay was $720. Now it's $540. $180 of savings on every single budget pay. And this one has the Nope, sorry. Let's see. This one is platinum, right? Yes. We'll get the right picture here in just a second. This one is platinum, so it's got Rhapsody. PT950 is got platinum. And it is surrounded by 1/3 of a carat of diamonds. And they're very nice diamonds. E to F on the diamond scale, which means colorless, essentially colorless. And VS means even if you're an experienced diamond grader and you've got a 10 power loop, you see very few, if any, inclusions in any of these at all. Period. End of story. Done. Look at that design. All right, we'll put that one up in a second. In the meantime, let me show you this with the dime. So you can see it's beautifully balanced. Beautifully balanced. Anybody out there have something other than a diamond for an engagement ring or an anniversary band? Colored stones are very, very popular as an alternative for diamonds in many bridal pieces. So, I mean, this would be absolutely gorgeous. And you know what? It's very elegant. It is in platinum, and it's so affordable. You just save $180 on every one of those budget pays. All right, we are going to be moving on, so congratulations if you're getting in on that. Not a lot of them to go around, and remember, you can get the Sure Shield at checkout, and also the appraisal and the grading report comes right along with it. This one is appraised at $7,700. Yes, yes. Okay. Let's see. Oh, now this one I thought was so interesting. First of all, it looks like a tiara. Okay. So I love this because it looks like your ring is wearing a tiara. Can you see those little baguettes at the top that just fan out on the top? Isn't it pretty? Let's see, I don't think I have that in focus, but let me just show you on the big screen. Hold on. Look at that. There's just something about those all standing up that reminds me of being a little girl watching the Miss Universe pageant. That was how the Miss Universe crown was. It was always so vertical. You know, I love that. Now, this one is certified and appraised, you bet your bottom dollar, and it's in Quad A Montebello Indicolite tourmaline, but it's in 950 platinum. Now, the mounting itself is 6.5 grams of platinum. Okay. Let's see. So you're looking at probably $1,500 just for the blank mounting. Just for the mounting by itself. No diamonds, no tourmaline, just the mounting. And it's beautiful. It's that wonderful balance of very substantial on the side, but it still fits very nicely right here. If it gets to 2 millimeters, that's kind of the sweet spot for most hands. That little nook where your finger and your palm connect. There's a little spot there, and if the ring fits right in that spot, oh my gosh, that's heaven. So let's talk about this ring, y'all. Okay, you have a pear shape, free faceted. Now, if you asked me to guess the carat weight of that, and I've looked at a lot of stones over the years, I would have guessed 2 carats easy because it's an extremely elongated piece. Now remember, tourmaline grows in a long, skinny crystal, so they've absolutely captured and maximized the growth habit of this gemstone and produced a stunning piece. I would have thought 2 carats. It actually weighs in at 1.18 carat. Why is that important? Gemstones, from the moment they're discovered until they end up on somebody's hand, or somebody's neckline, somebody's earlobes, they're always sold by weight. Even though you look at the finished ring and it says this is the price of it, there's something figured in for the weight of each piece, okay? The weight of the metal, the weight of the stones. So instead of paying for a big old honkin' 2 carat stone, you get the impression of a beautifully faceted stone. The vibrance on this is unbelievable. And you get a 2 carat look for a 1.18 carat price. That means you're saving a bunch of money and not suffering at all. I mean, there's no compromise on this. This is a beautifully cut stone. Now, let's take a look at the savings. The appraised on it, by the way, is $8,400. I'm not a bit surprised by that. Suggested retail is about $14,000. Okay. Right now we're at $36.99. Let's do the math here. 25% is nothing to sneeze at. It means your savings is substantial at $925. $925. Okay. That means your price is now for the next 48 hours at $27.75. Divided, if you so choose, divided by 5 interest-free budget payments. This is like a Vegas price. It's $555. I feel like you just hit the jackpot. $555. Well, I rounded it up to make it even dollars, so it won't be exactly that. But you know, this is one of those pieces that I will say to you, maybe consider an alternative placement, okay? Depending on, you know, how your fingers all size out, you might want to wear this as what I call, you know, the substantial piece. And that is not serving any particular purpose. It's not in a bridal, it's not engagement. It's something that you bought for yourself just because you absolutely loved it and it was an incredible deal. So you wear it on the pointer finger as a point of prominence because you are sort of showing it off. And that's not a bad thing. When the price goes down to, you know, the budget pay goes down to $555. Now your budget pay was $740 for the next 48 hours. You save $185 on every single one of those budget pays. Type in shop 11, type it down below. That will get you right back to the Shop LC website. You've got your Secure Shield on this one as well, if you so choose. And if you'd like to ask about PayPal credit, you can do that as well. By the way, the diamond carat weight on here is 37 points, and you have a combination of the round brilliance and those beautiful baguettes. And see, this is this kind of nuance and styling is what a lot of people will pay big bucks for. And you know what? You didn't spend a single penny for the design aspect of this. If you would have come in to see me during my Chicago heyday of working there in the old Mallers building on Jewelers Row, you would have come into my little corner office on the 7th floor looking over Lake Michigan and had all my equipment set up, my gems, you know, my gemology geeky stuff. And we would have sat down and would have gotten sort of an idea of what you like. We would have, you know, gone through different catalogs to see some pictures of where you wanted to be. And then we would send you upstairs to Felix. And he would sit down with a sketch pad. We would, you know, we would make copies of the pieces you wanted because this was back in the photocopy day. And we would send it upstairs and he would sit down and work with you. Once he had sort of helped you come to a clear understanding of sort of what you wanted and what your piece was going to look like, he would physically sit down with little Dremel tools, little hand tools, and a little square of wax, jeweler's wax. And he would have literally carved the piece to look like your sketch or your design. It would have taken him probably, depending on the complication, anywhere from 2 to maybe 8 hours to make the model, just to make the model. We're not talking about a single grain of gold or silver or platinum. Just to make the mold would have been hours of labor. And you know, this kind of nuance, it would be so easy and just so expected to just go ahead and continue those halos with rounds, you know, and that would have been a perfectly lovely thing to do. But this has got some pizzazz. It really does. It really has some really incredible designs. All right, $555 is your budget pay on that. And any questions or concerns about that payment plan, or you want to learn more about Secure Shield, talk to the Personal Shopping Dream Team, 888-835-2237. They can help you out with that. Be sure to ask about PayPal credit if you need more than 5 payments, and I'll help you with that as well. All right, coming up next, let's see what's coming up next. I think, is it the double row? Oh, I got it right, TJ. Dang it. Got it right. Yay! Now, here's the thing about Indicolites. Remember we talked about on the color wheel, they're called Indicolite because they have a deep, dark presence of blue. And sometimes you have a little bit of extra elevation of green. That's what's going on in this one. And oh my gosh, it's so striking. You can see that this is the personal shopper number, 888-835-2237. But coming up, wait until you see this next piece. Now, it starts out retail at about $16,000. Let me give you the deets. The octagon or the emerald cut is free faceted, but it weighs in at 1.63 carats. So in an individual gemstone, it's one of the largest pieces that we have set. This one is set in 950 platinum, quad A, eye clean, excellent cutting. You have 59 points of very nice diamonds. EF in color, VS in clarity, really top shelf diamonds. The thing that I love about a mounting like this is, first of all, This is super uber traditional. I love that. I'm going to be the first one on Friday when we do the live shows and everything is under $10. I'm going to say, you know what? This is different. Get it. Just, this is not what you expected. Yeah, get it. It's because it's different. Because for me, that's a playful price point. You know, we give you lots of style and variety even at the $10 price point. But when you want to lock in super elegant, when you want to lock in old money look and old money richness and old money elegance, this is where you go, because this is such a tried and true design. It's a winner. It's a winner chicken dinner, no matter when or where and how you wear it. It just is elegant and sophisticated. Let's take a look at this. You have 2 rows of those gorgeous diamonds and a little drizzle. You might think that these are channel set, but they're actually little prong sets on the side, kind of like a French pavé, except sort of under the band. So super sleek, super comfortable on the hand. Now, you look at the side of it, and it's got this little bit of architecture here. So it's not just straight on. The shoulders have just the slightest little bit of elevation. So just a little bit of extra, but still nothing that keeps it out of the realm of an everyday wearable. Let's talk about everyday savings, okay? Regular retail on this is right around $16,000. We're at $46.99. Let's figure out what 25% of that's going to be. $4,700. 25% means your savings for the next 48 hours are $1,175. We have 2 sizes, 7 and 8. Ask the personal shopping team about sizing this to fit your beautiful hand. So the savings is at $1,175, and we take that right off the top. Your price goes down to $35.25. And keep in mind, I'm rounding up to save time for punching in all the digits. $35.25 divided by 5 means your budget pays, oh, that's wrong. $35.25 divided by 5, not times, gazenta, okay? $705. Your budget pay was $940. $940, okay? That's a $235 savings on every single budget pay. You've locked in the 25% discount. You've locked in the 25% discount on every single budget pay, and you've given yourself a 30-day window to get it home. If you want to, go and have it appraised. Now, the appraisal on this comes right along with it. It's appraised at $10,105. And I apologize. I know you can't see that, but I think, can you see this appraisal online?
See.
The appraisal is $10,150. No, can't see it. Okay. Hopefully personal shoppers will be able to give you a look at this at the appraisal. They should have a shot of it. Is it listed in the photos, in the photo album? No, I don't think it is.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, at any rate, this comes along with it, and its current appraisal is $10,150. And you are taking that home for 5 payments of $705, over $10,000. Listen, you know, when you're shopping for any consumer item, okay, electric toothbrush, a hairdryer, an automobile, there is an MSRP that helps keep you grounded, right? Because, you know, this company makes this thing, and it's got several different styles and printers, okay? I just had to go through the whole trauma of getting a new printer in my house, okay?
That can be traumatic.
It can be.
Yeah.
Do you need the scanner? Do you not need the scanner? Do you get the unfill, the lifetime ink?
How many DPI is it?
Oh, gosh, I have no idea. I don't know. EIEIO. I don't know. I don't know. Bunny rabbits. Oh, but you know, the point I'm trying to make here, not so successfully, unfortunately, is that when it comes to gemstones, you're sort of out there on your own, because this is not like you can't just go to the jewelry store and check out the sticker price on a rare and exotic piece of jewelry like this, because for all intents and purposes, I mean, we've made these in small batches because the parcels are small numbers of stones in each parcel. So each one of these is a unique treasure unto itself. When you look at something like this, the only consistent factor is this retail appraisal. And these are done by folks who really know what they're doing and stand behind their work. So I get it. It can be complicated. But it's something that you have to recognize when you have a savings that's so significant. You have to say, okay, I know it's not like any other product out there, but I want to know more about it. I want to make sure that I'm getting the best deal. You can check customer reviews. You can check our Trustpilot scores. You can check our Google reviews. There are so many ways that you can check out what we do at Shop LC. And I would encourage you to do that, because then you're in a spot where wherever you are, if you're just needing fun things for, party favors, or you're really thinking about, okay, maybe you buy one important piece a year. Maybe you buy one, I call it a safety deposit box piece, a heritage piece, a legacy piece. You're going to buy one piece that is really substantial. You want to be able to check that out. And that's what this grading report and this appraisal does. This is third party. Does not happen in-house. This is somebody outside the walls of this building. Okay, they're just doing their job. And this person said, okay, that piece at Shop LC has a retail appraisal of over $10,000. So, that gives you comfort and security, knowing that you've got that standing behind it. So check that out as well. And ask the personal shoppers to make sure they send it to you. Okay, 888-835-2237. Okay, we only have a couple pieces left and one loose stone. You know what? Is this one a bundle and save? I'm just looking at this. So the ring was shot 12, right? Mm-hmm. Is the pendant a bundle? Is it a bundle and save? Oh,
it's a different ring.
Oh, okay. Do we have the ring?
We don't.
Okay.
Weird.
Let's see. What is that ring? Oh, you know what? Is that the ring that we just did, though?
No, we didn't do that one.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, it's different.
Okay. Interesting. Well, we'll tell you about bundle and save. Okay. And I spoke too soon, because the center stone here is 2.5 carats. Now, you've reached a level of rarity at 2.5 carats with this stone. You need to take notice of this. And something interesting that we've been doing, and I want to show this to you really quickly. We've been talking about Rhapsody brand forever, and that's one of our in-house brands. It's definitely competes with any luxury retailer out there. I don't know if you can see, but right there in the middle of that mounting in the back, you know what you're seeing? You're seeing the letter R. So we have literally built the signature Rhapsody R into the mounting. And that's important. For anybody watching Antiques Roadshow and you're seeing somebody show up with a rusty toy from the 1940s or something. Oh, but it has the box. Oh, that's a game changer. Oh, this was something that my grandfather bought for my grandmother. This was the piece that my grandmother always wore. Well, what do you know about it? Well, it came from here. So the provenance of something like this is very important, especially for future generations. And I'm going to copy Tony Denise here, and I'm going to say, listen, you might buy this for yourself today, but this ain't your jewelry. This is something that belongs to your heritage. This is something that belongs to your children, your grandchildren, and so on and so forth, all the way down to the next branch of the family tree, because they're that important. Now, this is set in 950 platinum, so this is a Rhapsody piece. The Rhapsody piece in this case does include the platinum chain. We've been selling the platinum chains for several $700 at shoplc.com. So right away, that's a significant giveaway. But when you talk about something like this, again, we're talking about that old world elegance, that old world school. And this is a free faceted cut so that the gemstone cutter here had full range to produce a stone that could not be more beautiful. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Now, it's also labeled as an octagon, I believe. Yes, it is. You could just as easily call that an emerald cut and be 100% correct. But the thing that makes it so important, again, is the quality and the size of that center stone. You're talking about a major size, 3.05 carats altogether, but you only have 0.5 carat of diamond. So the center stone is 2.57 carats. Remarkable. Now, because these are free faceted stones, you're going to see maybe a stone will be not this particularly long and lean. Maybe another piece in this parcel would be a little bit of they may vary in shape a little bit. Not a big deal. These are all free faceted stones. Estimated retail on this is, I'm just going to say $19,000. Okay, y'all, stop. The appraisal is $12,000. $12,000 on the appraisal. Let's talk about some savings. $6,000 at Shop LC, and of course free shipping. Okay. Your savings on this is $1,500. That's going to be $4,000. No, that's going to be $6,000 minus $1,500. $4,500. So your budget pay was $1,200. Okay. Your budget pay is $900, which means every budget pay is $300 off. Yeah. Your budget pay just went down. The savings on every single one of those budget pays is $300. And your chain is included. It could not be more perfect. It could not be more ready to wear. It's absolutely a stunning piece. And you know what? This is a hefty piece. So the metal weight here, the gram weight of the mounting is probably at least 3 grams. And I don't have it on the appraisal, but the gram weight on the mounting itself is probably at least 3 grams and maybe even a little bit heavier. I'm not sure. Okay, $900 on your budget pay, 5 budget payments. If you have questions about this one, please reach out to the live stream Dream Team at 888-835-2237. Now, if you type in Shop 13, there's going to be a piece that shows up with this, and it's an option. It's an option called Bundle and Save, and that's not a big thing unless you are shopping for these pieces as collectible items or you want to add really significant pieces. So if you type this in, a Bundle and Save opportunity pops up. There's a ring that goes along with this, and maybe we'll show it on the screen behind us if we can. So there's a ring that shows up with this. Oh, yeah. Okay. And the ring is $59.99.99. You have an opportunity to put those two together and save an extra 10% on Bundle and Save. So it's huge. Okay, it's huge. That's an amazing deal. You can buy that bundle. Now, okay. You know what? I'm going to tell you to call Personal Shoppers. What do you think, John?
Yeah.
Because you may be able to get 25% off on that ring too. What do you think?
Absolutely. That's the best thing about the Personal Shoppers because they can help do bundles that sometimes we don't have access to right here in the studio.
Yes, absolutely. I could not agree more. Reach out to the Personal Shopping Team, the live stream Dream Team at 888-835-2237 and say, listen, this is the Bundle and Save. They did the pendant on the live stream show. It was 25% off. Can I still do the Bundle and Save and the 25%? Because that's how it works. If it shows up on live stream, you usually get both discount options, okay? Both savings options. The ring is appraised at $12,260. The pendant, $12,260. $12,260. And you're taking that home for $4,500. That is Shop LC. That's what makes us who we are, and that's it in a nutshell right there, my friend. That's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, coming up next, 3 pieces left, and just a couple minutes to get there. This is gorgeous. This is one of my favorite ones. I just love the little design on the side with the extra diamonds, the little baguettes, and the baguettes in the center on the side have a diamond halo around them as well. You've got a certified and appraised opportunity here as well with the Montebello Indicolite weighing in at 1.57 carats. Quad A, 1.67 carats. Quad A, eye clean, excellent cutting. A full 1/3 of a carat of VSEF diamonds as well. Your grading report and your certificate come right along with it. The appraisal is $9,800. So you're starting at $4,699, okay? And we're going to take 25% off of that, which will hold on to that savings for the next 48 hours. Okay, that saves you $1,175. It gets your final live stream price, and by the way, that's free shipping on every item today as well, That gets you down your final price to $35.25, and it's appraised for 3 times that. It's appraised for $9,800. $9,800. $35.25 divided by 5 budget payments means $705 on each one of those payments. You're at $230 savings on every single budget pay, set in 950 platinum, and it's a very, very elegant piece. All of the sparkle, all the color, all the glitter right on top, and of course you got the octagonal emerald cut, a beautiful sweep on the sides, a substantial amount of platinum. You can see how thick that band is. And of course, PT950 etched in the band, reminding you that it's 950 parts platinum. Savings on that of $235 on every single budget pay. You make the first payment at $705 on those budget pays, and it comes to you interest. It comes to you with no interest on those payments, and it ships for free. And ask the personal shopping team, if you so choose, about size options. I show 7 and 8. There may be some sizing possibilities behind the scenes. Please ask about that. The personal shopping team is at 888-835-2237. All right. Gosh, we're working down to the end here. Now, I'm going to tell you something. We had that beautiful pear shape earlier, okay, which was a free faceted cut. But this one is the one, for me, that just really, I don't know, there's something about this. If this were if this were a piece of turquoise, okay, and it had been cut in a pear shape like this one coming up next, it would be called a needle cut, okay? Now keep in mind, the gemstone cutter has to work with the shape of the rough crystal, and they have to be inventive and creative in what their vision is for the final finished gemstone. And I want you to look at how, no pun intended, sharp this looks. It really does. It looks like a stiletto. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely sexy. Okay. And this is another one of those pieces, but because you have a long, beautiful presence, it's surprisingly not a very heavy center stone. The center stone is 3/4 of a carat. I would have guessed easily twice that. I would have guessed easily 1.5 carats. And it's because you get all of that visibility. And look at this on the hand. I'm going to wear it like this with the point down. Let me just turn it this way. 2 rows of diamonds. And this is set in 10 karat white gold. Now, I'll tell you something. A piece that has this kind of look and personality to it, anybody who knows jewelry and sees you wearing this, they're going to think platinum. They're going to think high-end, like the store that you know because of the box, or because of the color of their tissue paper, or whatever their calling card is. They're going to think maybe you even had it designed for you. It's a bespoke piece. There's nothing about this that says, oh, I bought it ready to wear. Everything about this, especially that center stone, which is just magnificent, says this is something super special. Setting it in 10 karat white gold is going to save you some money, okay? And by the way, your appraisal on this, we should have had a contest. 1/2 carat of diamonds, so you got 1.25 altogether. There are so abouts, yeah. And the appraisal on this is $5,250. $5,250 on your appraisal. Yeah. 2 sizes, 7 and 8. And this might be one of those pieces, again, because of the look and feel of this, you might want to wear it on a pointer finger because it just has that look. It's beautiful on any hand. Find a finger, make it fit. This is gorgeous. Now let's talk about your live stream savings here. Are you at $2,400? That means your savings is $600. Okay. That means it goes down to $1,800. This puts the capital A in affordable. Divided by 5 is $360. It appraises for $5,200. $5,000. Yeah, dollars and dollars. You take it home with 5 payments of $360, okay, and it appraises for $5,200. And by the way, this is a current appraisal, July of 2025. So easy peasy on that one. Easy peasy on that one. That one is going to be shop 15. So type shop 15 and below. You got to look at the pictures on this one. I mean, this is one of the most distinctive pieces out there. That color and the way that the stone is fashioned is just absolutely one of a kind gorgeous. So please don't miss out on that. There are single digits on that one left. Don't miss it. Okay, coming up next, we've got the bypass design. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. My friends, if you're just joining us for the live stream, please remember that the live stream show schedule has expanded. Monday through Thursday, we have a show at 8 and 10 a.m. every day. Also, we have shows in the afternoon at 2, 6, and 8 p.m. 5 shows every single Monday through Thursday. On the weekends, in which we include Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we have 3 live streams per day, 1 at 10, 1 at 2, 1 at 6. The live stream collection prices are available for 48 hours. If there's something that pops up on your screen and you really love it, grab a quick screenshot of it and reach out to the live stream dream team at 888-835-2237. Ask them about payment plans. Ask them about PayPal credit. If you need to ship it somewhere across the miles, we'll be happy to do that for you as well. But oh my gosh, do not miss out. There's going to come a day when we don't get the stone anymore. I can run through so many stones that we've done here at Shop LC, and we just cannot source anymore. That'll be a rant for a different day, but I'll tell you something. Get them while you can, my friends, because I will tell you firsthand, there have been things where I have said, oh, I'll wait and I'll get that later, missed it entirely, and there's some of my biggest regrets, The things that I purchased, I just feel so good about it. I know that I did it. I made it happen, and I can see that thing. And I can see that value, and I know that I did a good thing. So, no regrets means you go ahead and get it while you're thinking about it before it's gone. Okay, Luxoro. This one happens to be 14 karat white gold, and it has this beautiful sort of bypass design. It'll have Luxoro in the band along with 14 karat. As you can see right here, and you'll have Luxoro over here, but this has a double halo and kind of a bypass design. Bypass design means that the 2 pieces of the ring don't come together on the same side. So this one, they kind of miss the mark. So this one kind of bypasses that one, and they sort of swirl around in that sort of double halo design. Now, this one has a clearance price on it as well, so it should be $1,800 for us here at Shop LC. It's already on clearance at $1,169. Okay, so let's see what happens when we add the live stream discount, clearance, and live stream on sale. So $1,170, 25% savings means you save $292.50. This is going to be silly. Okay, I missed that. $292.50, is that right? $1,170 times 0.25. That's right. I did it 3 times. $292.50. Is that right, DJ?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. $292.50. Oh, my goodness. I'm already in shopping mode. That takes this down to $877. DJ, check that math for me. Did I get that right? $877 on this one?
Let's see.
Amazing.
69, oh, yeah.
Okay, so the price all in is $877 divided by 5 budget pays. $877 divided by 5, that can't be right. It's $175. $175, and it's got some half sizes available. Y'all get in on this one. That's a beautiful piece. You see what I'm talking about? Think about the full price spectrum of items that we brought for you today. If you got all gussied up and went off to that fancy store in the mall, they're not going to have anything for $175 in white gold and this level of rare gemstone. It's not going to happen. That's not in their retail plan. They've got to make so many months. They've got to make so much money per square foot all the time. They got rent. They got utilities. They got all kinds of stuff to pay. We are lean by design. We get a great deal. You get a great deal. And if it's not a great deal, we don't waste your time. We just say no thank you and keep on going. We're not going to do that. All right, we got one last one. This is cushion cut, 3 carat. Oh my gosh, 3 carat, vivid color. And I'm not going to take it out of the box. I'm just going to hang it. I'm just going to show it to you. But we'll show you a picture on the screen. And remember, if you type in Shop 17, you'll get back to the Shop LC website, and you have a full photo book there, full picture book of everything. The size, the shape, and everything. 3 carats total. Now you're at $23.99, and keep in mind that's for the stone, okay? So that's not per carat. That's all in. I'm going to say $2,400 times 25% means you save $600. Okay. It takes it down to $1,800, and your budget pay is 5 payments of $360. And if this one just stole your heart, you know what? It appraises at $6,000. Okay, and if you would prefer to buy something loose, and again, look at the clarity on these. I mean, you can see that the clarity is just gorgeous. It takes courage to show a stone that close. It takes courage, okay, to show you the clarity of these stones like this, because tourmaline does not show up in super clear clarities all the time, and when they do, they are incredible. All right, $360 on the budget pay. We'll hold on that savings for you for 48 hours, but live with no regrets. Just take action. Remember, we've got you covered with that 30-day window. We want you to be super happy and super comfortable and super wowed with everything that you get from us. The personal shoppers are out there, 888-835-2237. My name is Becky Booker. I'll be back for another show a little bit later today, but in the meantime, remember the live stream schedule, Monday through Thursday, 8 and 10, and then 2, 6, and 8, Friday and Saturday, 10, 2, and 6. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you learned a little something about Indicolite tourmaline. And please make sure that you enter the Daily Delight sweepstakes, okay? See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.